Hello and welcome to today's edition of Route 664, The Road to Humankindness. I'm Les Winston. I'm your host. I'm also the chairman of Endow America, the network that helps you build your own endowment and helps you build endowment for the community. Very important at this time. We started this project a long time ago. We started it in 2008, and we were originally the Advisors in Philanthropy Foundation. And then we converted our name to Endow America Network Foundation for a reason. We want to endow America, and we want to use the advisors to help us. Trying to get the message out is difficult. We've been using all sorts of media, but the most popular media that we've created is the radio show. And that radio show, the radio station,
man.
the radio
it's a whole
station, excuse me, the radio station is run by my good friend Wanda, Myles, and she joins me today here in the studio. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's great to be back up in front of folks.
I want to tell you that
out of my cave.
The app is really amazing. I went and put the app on my phone after all this time. We got the app finally.
Yeah.
And you can get that app at Route 664 Radio, Route 664 Radio.
Yeah,
And great listening. Wanda does an amazing job.
It's available on both platforms, Android and iOS, your Apple phone, Because Apple, they make you jump through some hoops to get those things. So now it's your turn to jump in to the app. So
put it on your phone, listen to it in your car, listen to it while you're at home.
We made it easier.
Phenomenal. Yeah, we made it easier.
That was the idea.
Yeah,
Easy.
even I'm using it now totally. So today I was coming in, listening to the array of music, and also listening to some of the interludes that the Wanda provides with her silky voice. They're pretty amazing.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, good job. Really good job.
Coming up today at noon, and every day at noon, we have Robin Sharma, and he is really most of the coaches that we have are authors and leadership coaches. So they lead big-time athletes and executives of multi-million-dollar companies, but they write really good books. They've done some wonderful TED Talks, and they have some wonderful programs for you to listen to help you through your first million, shall I say.
Okay, building wealth.
So building that wealth. And we realize that if you want people to leave their wealth and pass that along, you got to help them build it. So we're going to do what we can to just help everyone along in this life, because it ain't easy, folks, and we must eat. What's the phrase? I am my brother's keeper. But help your brother.
Yeah. Imagine the world with human kindness.
Yes.
How important human kindness is, and
we'll get around to that.
I'm a very big proponent of creating passive income for yourself. I think that's one of the most important things you can talk about. In fact, in our last interview with the Wealth Builder, Mr. Build Wealth, passive income was a very important part of the process and why you build wealth. So what does passive income do for you? You actually lived on it in your early years. You lived on passive income when your parents were providing it
What
to you.
is passive income? Let's start there.
Good. Passive income is some income that you don't earn, but is earned for you by your investments or your holdings or your assets. So wealth building is meaning building assets, and assets that produce wealth or produce income is where your passive income comes from. So how do you do that? How do you get to the point where you're able to accumulate the passive income? So part of that is what I call tithing yourself, in a sense. Everybody kind of knows what a tithe is.
Do they?
Well, okay, let's talk about that. The way that people supported their religious institutions in the past, and even today, was to tithe. And they would tithe by giving a percentage, and usually it was 10% of what they earned, to the entity to help support the entity. And that's a very important thing about human kindness and humanity, is that we can use that to help others. But you can also tithe yourself first. And tithing yourself first means that you found a way to save part of what you earn and give it to yourself first so that you can create the wealth going forward. I'm very fortunate to have clients who help me believe that what I do is the right thing to do. And one gentleman and his wife, they have 3 children, 3 young men who are now in their 20s, late 20s. But I met them when they were in their teens. And they started with a very interesting method of saving that was through a life insurance vehicle. And they used that vehicle to create a savings account over time. And they were very, very stick-to-itive. You know, they when they got into this, they really believed it. And sometimes they would save more than 10%, sometimes less than 10%. But the object, that what they understood was they could put money into something that would help them accumulate in a beneficial way for later, to create passive income. And so they did this over time. And you always say, well, you know, it's not going to mean anything, but it does mean something, because they were able to accumulate significant money over the last 10 years, where each of them had over $100,000 accumulated that they had saved and that they had invested it with interest, and they had gotten to the point where they had $100,000 in cash. Now that is a start to building wealth, and that's something that you can do starting in your early teens. When you start earning money for yourself, you can use some of that money and tithe it to yourself and save it.
Hold up.
Yeah.
You're going to make me earn money for myself?
Not from yourself, but you're going to take money from yourself and pay yourself first. You need to learn to pay yourself first. If you pay yourself first...
Does it come from my parents, is my question.
Well, your parents, if they were wealthy and they did well during their lifetimes and then they pass away, maybe you'll get what they had. Okay. But in the early stages, well, look, let's be real about this. You're out there earning money. I remember earning when I was 14 years old. I used to caddy at a golf course. I had a job carrying 2 bags, 36 holes a day,
uphill,
backbreaking
downhill.
work. Yeah, but I made a considerable amount of money over a weekend doing that, and I was able to help pay for things that I wanted, because my shelter was provided by my parents and my food was provided by my parents, clothing and things like that. So they were my passive income in a sense at that point. But then you start to earn money yourself, and you need to do something to help yourself get passive income later, and that's by building wealth, building assets. And you do that over time. You do that in small increments, but you do it consistently. You do it with a plan, and that helps you create wealth. So it's easy. You just have to tithe yourself. The best part of this is that you can buy things and you can make yourself look better. Mm-hmm. And our friends at Body Rejuvenation,
they're having a thing today.
Yeah. Okay.
An event. They are having an event. Let me get the details, but hopefully you'll find out a little bit more about them. We have we'll hear from their good doctor that's doing all the rejuvenating of bodies in just a minute. And we'll find out a little bit more about the radio station. Don't forget, you can get that app at your app store. It's at your fingertips, like right there.
Route 664 Radio.
That's it. Visit us.
My guest is Dr. Luis Martinez. He is the medical director of a very interesting organization, Rebuilding Bodies, right?
Yeah, it's basically about looking for ways to restore function, fight aging, and just bring back health and wellness for patients. Not surgical approaches, minimally invasive. We use multiple different treatment approaches: hormone replacement therapy, intravenous nutrition, peptide therapeutics, xenotherapeutics, analytics, nutraceuticals, and stem cells processes help turn back the clock and just make patients feel better. I think we're doing a lot of really great advances in longevity medicine. The clinic is called Body Rejuvenation. I mean, I know the name might be a little misleading because it's not only aesthetics. We do a lot of things internally to address cellular aging and really turn back the clock. So it's a combination of things that we do here. We do body contouring too. So we definitely do that aesthetic external approach. But again, we always try to combine it for maximum results.
Body Rejuvenation, helping you live a long and healthy life in Hallandale, Florida. BodyRejuvenationMD.com.
There we go. It's about healing and repair. So definitely internal, external, it goes hand in hand.
Well, we were going to tell you about our radio station here in just a second.
You ever just want to tune out the world and relax? And you've come to the right place. At Route664.org, we've got great music that will keep you entertained for hours and uplifting conversation that will make you feel good about yourself and the world. So come on in and take a load off. We won't judge here. Route664.org.
That's the radio station.
So let me ask you a question. When the holiday season comes, are you going to change the music to holiday music?
Yes, and we start with a little Adam Sandler right around right around Thanksgiving to kick off the Hanukkah season.
Good.
There's got to get some good Hanukkah music in there.
Absolutely.
And it's getting to be a lot to choose from, I'm happy to say.
Well, 'tis the season,
It is.
and 'tis the season for a lot of things. And in the world of Endow America, 'tis the season for tax planning.
Or philanthropic thoughts.
Good idea. Gifting and tax planning, they do go together.
Mm-hmm.
And you can combine them when you use some of the tools of 664 and Social Security that we've been discussing for so long on this program. We hope that you're getting the attitude that we have, which is use 664 to help yourself and to help the community. It's great for everybody. It's a really good way to deal with your own financial well-being. The tax savings aspects are very important. If you can save tax in this economy, that's helping you to do what you want to do to build wealth. Building the passive income by avoiding taxation, it increases the amount of passive income that you can build. That's important. You can benefit by using the tax sections of the code that the IRS gave us, that the Congress gave us in 1969, that we don't really know a lot about, but we want to help you learn about those. And you can do that using advisors who are familiar with those sections of the code that help you avoid tax, get tax deductions, and build passive income.
So when you say avoid tax, it almost sounds criminal behavior.
There's a difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion.
Yes, there we go. There's a smart way to do that.
Yes, there is. And the courts have said that you're not duty bound to pay the most that the law extracts. You have the right and privilege to pay the least amount of taxes possible as long as you do it legally. Yeah. So there's a very famous story of when Justice Brandeis used to teach at the George Washington University Law School. And one of the students asked him, what is the difference between tax evasion and tax avoidance? He said, very good question, because one is legal and one's not. But let's assume I live, he's talking for himself, Justice Brandeis said, I live outside the inner hub of Washington, D.C., and when I'm in a hurry to get to the Supreme Court, he says, I go across the Potomac and I pay a toll going across the bridge, and I get there in about 10 minutes. On days when I have the luxury of extra time, though, there's another bridge that goes across the Potomac that's a free bridge. And I will drive a little further over to that free bridge and go across the free bridge, and it'll get me to the Supreme Court, but I'll get there in about 20 minutes. The thing is that if I go across the toll bridge and I don't put my toll in, that's tax evasion. But if I go across the free bridge and I don't have to pay a toll, that's tax avoidance. The problem is that most people don't know that second bridge exists. And that's why I believe that you need to know about these sections of the code, because you need to know that they exist. You need to know how to use them and how to make them help you make your life better by creating more passive income, by paying less tax, and by doing something really good for the community. And when we come back from the next break, we'll talk about how you can help the community doing this kind of work, where you're actually creating passive income by using more tax incentives that the government has given us, and then what happens at the end of all of that? What are we really trying to create here? What is the purpose of everything that we're doing? And I think that that's an important part of this equation, helping create human kindness, help and create a world that's a better world where there's 664, not war. And I have heard that, by the way, now on the radio. I heard the ba-ba-ba-bum.
Oh,
yes.
Did you now?
Yes. And,
all right.
I'm telling you, it sounds great. You got to listen to the station. You got to listen to the station because things come in there and they're different. You don't know where it's coming from, and all that is in Wanda's mind.
It's not just my mind. It's just different. I like different. I've always been a fan of different. It's not better. It's not worse. It's just different. And ultimately, it's to make you smile get you out of that malaise of the day, we'll call it.
Yeah, worrying about
pick you up.
worrying about where things are going to happen from. We can make it easier for you by having a plan.
Yeah, and help you formulate a plan, maybe even.
Yep, exactly. So get the app.
Ooh,
Go
boy.
to the App Store and get the app. Route 664 Radio. Put it on your phone. Listen to it in your car. Listen to it when you get a chance anywhere. It'll lift you up. It'll make you feel better. And you'll get a lot of information from all the people that are contributing to the program. Blaine Bartlett, Robin Sharma.
Yep.
You get great jazz from Les Haber. You get great classical music from Mike Paxton. Just
Tuesdays
an array.
and Thursdays, we'll have more music for you. In the evenings, we have the classical show. It's really fun and fantastic. You learn a lot. You learn a lot from Mike Paxton. That's Tuesdays. And, of course, on Sunday evenings at 7 o'clock. Thursday evenings, we have Just Jazz with Les Haber, who is a jazz aficionado. We shall call him. Why not? They call him other things. We'll stick with that. Les Haber, Thursdays, and then we play Just Jazz again for your brunching festivities Sundays at 11 a.m. Check that out.
We'll be right back after this short break.
All right, play something nice for us. Why don't you?
Hey folks, it's Charity here. 664 equals endowment squared. That means income for you, benefits for all. It's a way to help make the world a better place. Peace through prosperity, prosperity through peace. Join us at socialsecurity.org.
We're back. So how do we create human kindness? What does that actually mean to create human kindness? And what do we mean by the phrase 664, not war? So just imagine, that's a great song, imagine the world bathed in kindness, where people are kind to each other, not
Ooh, there's a concept.
not fighting, not at war. And that actually goes back to the idea of tithing, the fact that you would tithe to make the world a better place. And again, has double meaning here, where we're talking about tithing first for yourself. And some of these things, I understand that you grasp that this is a long-term arrangement. And one of the things that I had created early on, and is a white paper on our website at socialcharity.org, which tells the story a little bit more about what it is that we're trying to do with the quantum change in the country, from changing from being 30 trillion in debt to 30 trillion in endowment. 30 trillion in endowment is a lot of money, but 30 trillion in debt is also the same amount of money. So you got to remember, you can't get human kindness without having people free of worry. And having people free of worry and being able to concentrate on the good things in life means that they're fiscally or financially well off, or have well-being, or they have comfort. They have a sense of prosperity, because peace comes through prosperity. Prosperity comes through peace also. Yes. So it's both ways. And you can make your life better. You can make your family's life better, your children's life better. You can make everybody's life better if you'll pay attention to helping yourself first and give yourself the freedom to feel good about things and have human kindness and share that. I think it's really hard for people when they're living paycheck to paycheck and they're worrying about how they're going to make ends meet to really concentrate on things other than that. But I think if you start to pay yourself first and think about it in terms of, it's what Jasper was talking about, Jasper Smith.
Yeah.
Mr. Build Wealth.
Mr. Hashtag.
He says if you don't need it, if it's not a necessity, you got to think about maybe changing the way you live, your spending, and the way your budget is set up, and the way you look at how things are, what things are important to you. And the problem is most people don't think about the future because it's the future. And they always think that something's going to happen. A lot of people think that's winning the lottery. They buy lottery tickets for that reason. You can do better than buying lottery tickets. You can actually make it work, and you can make that happen for yourself by tithing. And tithing, thinking about it in terms of human kindness and making the earth a better place and the world a better place to live in, will make it easier for you overall to adjust your thinking and say, I'm doing something for everybody when I'm doing this. We also encourage we encourage young people. We want you to start doing this at a young age. Get financial literacy about this. Understand how important it is.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to know where your money's going when you're younger, as opposed to when you're older, and you're kind of flailing. Because up till now, teaching financial literacy has not been a thing anywhere in the world. So we're trying to hopefully build on that a little bit more, along with endowing America. We're going to hopefully endow their brains a little bit more as well. Yeah. So, learn about your money. Make money work for you instead of working for money. Oh, I love that one.
And understand the transactions that you create and things that you can do. It's really fascinating. There's a lot to the math of it, but that's not where the heart and soul of it is. The heart and soul of it is feeling that the dollar has gone in many different places and having the feeling that you're doing something really good. It's why you put money into a Salvation Army kettle, or it's why you give somebody a homeless person a handout. That's a form of charity, but you need to carry it further and become philanthropists. We want you to become philanthropic and think about loving humankind. And that starts with also loving yourself. And that's where that theory of social charity comes in, where you have endowment equals 664 equals E squared. The device is 664, and I hammer that home. I want you to hear that number, 664, and listen to the radio station. You hear it all the time.
Tax code. It's just a tax code.
And it's Route 664 Radio.
It is.
Route 664 Radio. Get the app and listen to the radio, and then you'll listen to the station, and you'll get to understand more of what we do, because you'll hear interviews, and you'll also get the grasp of what it is we're trying to accomplish.
Get on the
overall.
road to human kindness, folks.
Yes. Yeah, we need that. We need 664, not war. So what does that actually mean?
More.
Yeah, we want to talk about that for a second?
Sure. You had a dream.
I did. I woke up in the middle of the night one night and I said, 664, not war. It's what it is. It's how do you get the world into a peaceful state? How do you change the belligerence? Mm-hmm. You change that by giving people the opportunity to be benevolent, to be to give, and
to remind them, first of all, that this is why we're here.
Yeah,
it's not to kill each other. It's to
make life better for everybody.
Support each other.
To have relationships
that
are worthwhile.
Better. It is.
And I don't think people really. Listen. I know what it is to struggle. I had to work very, very hard when I was younger, and I still work hard. I just do it differently. I work at something I love.
You're still hard working.
Yeah, exactly. I do what I love to do, so I really don't get tired of it. And I'm at a stage in my career where I just operating at what I love to do every day. So you can get to that point too, but you have to have a plan. You have to have a way to do that.
Also got to believe in yourself. I think it's important that people believe in themselves a little bit more these days, and it's been harder than usual because we're fighting all the time. So just remember, we're all, human beings.
Be kind to one another. It's very important, especially 'tis the season now.
Yay.
When the focus is there. So
sitting around tables a little bit more, hopefully.
Yeah. But remember this too. This is the time of year when you can reduce your taxes.
Oh, yeah.
So anything that you want to do with regard to changing your income tax next year, if you want to reduce the amount that you think you're going to have to pay, or that you know that you're going to have to pay because you've had a transaction this year where you sold property or you sold stock or you have a great year in earnings and you want to reduce your income tax and you've used up your IRA or your 401k contributions are all gone, or you have a pension or profit sharing plan, whatever it is, all of that has been used up, and you still have the need for more tax deduction, then you need to start to look at the fact that this is the time of year to do that. Yeah. And that means getting with an advisor, ask your advisor about whether 664 might fit into your situation, or one of the other social charity devices like pooled income funds or charitable gift annuities. These are wonderful tools that help you help yourself and then help the community. Invest in yourself and the community. Endow America. That's the program. That's the plan. Learn more on a daily basis. Listen to the radio station.
Route664.org, Route664.org. There you go.
Listen to the radio station. Get the
Is
app.
that 3 times?
And and you'll learn the process.
Beetlejuice.
How you can get your advisor to help you. How you can get advisors that we have on our list of advisors on our council, where you can find them. You can find them at endowamerica.org or socialcharity.org, and look up and find an advisor that can help you with this kind of planning, especially now at this time of year. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll come back and say goodbye.
You ever just want to tune out the world and relax? Then you've come to the right place. At Route664.org, we've got great music that will keep you entertained for hours and uplifting conversation that will make you feel good about yourself and the world. So come on in and take a load off. We won't judge here. Route664.org.
Do you suffer from high cholesterol, headaches, anxiety, depression, sleep disorders, hormone imbalances, ADHD, or any other condition that's disrupting your quality of life? With the Body Chem program, you can feel better than you have in years. We'll test you for nutritional and chemical imbalances and design a specific dietary plan for your individual needs. Everything we do is natural, and you won't be subjected to invasive procedures and harsh pharmaceuticals. When you're healthy, you're happy. Why wait? Call today.
We've got best-selling authors.
You are going to start to uncover all the layers that are covering your genius.
And some of the world's top leadership experts.
We have structured a mastermind program that is very unusual and it is very powerful.
Robin Sharma at noon.
Your creativity will soar, your productivity will be epic, your impact will be legendary, you will be the best in the business, and you will not only achieve remarkable things, but you're gonna feel sunsets, you'll feel a connection to people, you'll feel for what's going on in the world, and that will make you a world changer in your own unique way.
Robin Sharma at noon at 4 p.m.
It's a
Blaine Bartlett.
exploration of what it takes to be a highly effective leader in today's fast-changing environment.
Best-selling author, executive, and leadership coach.
And if you've been liking what you've been listening to on these Soul of Business podcasts, how does one become a leader that can keep connection to the soul of business?
Blaine Bartlett at 4 p.m.
Look forward to seeing you there.
At Route664.org. This is Route 664 Radio.
There it is. Coming up at 4 o'clock, Blaine Bartlett. So if you're listening with us live today, Blaine Bartlett's great.
Yep. You can learn a lot.
Yes, you can. You can learn lots about philanthropy and then what to do with your money, how to get your money, and then what to do with it.
Exactly. So we want to create
Wisely.
passive income by using less taxable devices and create something that you can use for yourself. By tithing to yourself, create your own endowment for yourself first, the passive income for yourself that you'll use later in life, and do that effectively by reducing taxes and getting tax deductions. And then you can leave that behind where you think it's most valuable to go, to what nonprofits, what charitable organizations you want to support, whatever it is that you're interested in, whatever it is that you want to help as a philanthropist. And you can be a philanthropist. I got to tell you something. If you're a taxpayer, you're already a philanthropist.
If you're a dancer, you're a philanthropist. And if you listen to the radio station, you will dance.
And the radio station's the key. Get the app. Yeah. Go to Route 664 Radio on your app store.
Yeah. Route664.org, too, if you happen to be at your computer right now. Just go online. You can do that, too. Easy. Peasy.
And this is the program that's on every Thursday at 11 o'clock here on community newspapers. And we also are all over the place. But sometimes we don't go on at 11. Sometimes it's 11:15.
Hey, just meet us here every Thursday.
Yeah.
And
listen to what we have to say because it's valuable stuff.
Might make you laugh, think a little bit, maybe pop a tear every now and then.
Tune in to the radio station. And Wanda, you do a phenomenal job. Thanks for being with me today.
Hey, thanks for listening. Route664.org. That's the number.
Bye, everybody.